Let's start. Hey Google, pause. We have a lot to say. Oh. Wow, I'm so pumped. Thank y'all for watching my matcha video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 ways that I realized that I don't have to figure out what's wrong with me. I just have to understand my body's design and how to work with it, right? How I was born, the way I think. I'm not fixing how I'm thinking. I can always expand how I think and furthermore. And I'm going to tell you the 3 ways that I've done that in the past 2 years that really has helped me. As adopted Black girls, we feel like we can't speak and be heard, and not only by other people, but by ourselves. And I want us to take our power back. Take our power back. I understand it is really tough to navigate this world and really not know our backgrounds, not really know who our parents are, who they were when they were teenagers, their quirks, their characteristics, even as serious as medical history. And then when we're our adopted parents, we want to ask them so many questions and we are scared because it's like, are you not going to love me anymore if I ask you this question? And I want you to look in the mirror and tell yourself, how am I going to love myself more when I ask this question and get the answer? How am I going to be confident in finding what I need to know? For so long, I was in the back seat. Now, y'all know I've been positive. I've been like, a very motivated, happy person throughout life. And then when I experienced depression, I was like, whoa, like this is a lot. But I wish I could have asked questions more directly and communicated what I really needed. I think communicating what you need, especially as we're in our early 30s, it really helps restore the relationship that you want. So how do you design who you are without feeling bad about who you are? Number 1 is really getting it all out of your head on paper and writing down what is your limiting belief. Like, what has limited you to do the things that you want to do, whether in the world, in your adopted family. What has really limited you in the world? Is it your environment? Is it, not understanding your roots? Is it trying to be someone else? What is it? I'm not going to assume that all our basic needs were met when we were growing up. Some of us are understanding what basic needs are for the first time. Some of us are expanding in beauty, like myself. Some of us are learning what we like, what we don't like. But does that stop us from being ourselves? Does that stop us from finding out who we are? Write that down. That's number 1. That's what I did. I always thought that, maybe I'm too active. Maybe I'm too lively. Maybe I'm too annoying. I like my energy, right? I want people to feel belonged. I'm the person that walks in a room and talks to you and enjoy it, right? I like that. And that is okay. If I would have kept those limiting beliefs that people had said about me, you're too annoying, you're this, you're that, then I wouldn't be Tisha. If I would have thought that, I'm going to be retaliated against for sharing my adoptee experience and then speaking on kinship care, then I wouldn't be Tisha. So what are those limited beliefs? Because those limited beliefs are actually the things that's going to set you free and designing and expanding on who you already are. When I say design, I simply mean, instead of saying, my brain just works a different way and that makes me horrible, it's saying my brain works a different way and that actually makes me unique. And how can I use that to my advantage to elevate, to expand, to work with other people, and to really make my life more enjoyable and walk in my purpose, right? The second thing you're going to do is, as you write down limiting beliefs, accept them. Accept that these are your limited beliefs and accept that they're here, and then you know how to change them. When I was experiencing depression and I still experience anxiety, I did not want to take medication. For the longest time last year, I was like, I'm not taking medication. I don't want to do it. I grew up in a church, blah, 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 all of that stuff. But then I sat down and I said, okay, I'm going to try one. The first one I tried was Lexapro, and it wasn't great. And I was having hallucinations. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I was having that, and I was not sure about, is this right for me? Am I going to take this? And a lot of us tend to be in the same boat. We do have mental health struggles and we don't know how to talk about them. We're trying to teach the line of, okay, do I need to talk about them with someone I trust? Can I really trust them? Am I going to be retaliated against? Am I going to be burned in the long run? And what we really need to understand is that identifying your limited beliefs and identifying what you need help with is going to really set you free. So I didn't want to try another medicine, but it got to the point where I said, you know what? Let me try another one. Let me try a different brand. Maybe that one didn't work with me, and that's okay. That doesn't mean nothing's going to work for me. And now I'm on a medication that works for me. I can sit, I can breathe easy, I can talk to people, I can be present. And even though I was maintaining off of medication, with medication, it really helped me balance my brain chemistry along with prayer, along with community, along with my therapist. And all those together help me overcome the limited belief of, oh, I don't need medication, I'm okay. Or if I get medication, something must be wrong with me. Really silencing that narrative and understanding what I need as a young adult in my life. So once you wrote down those limited beliefs, once you accept them, the next thing you're going to do is change and ask for help. When I say change, meaning you're going to flip how the limited belief may come off. I read this in Why Am I Like This by Campbell, and she had wrote down, like, honestly, what keeps you in a box. I don't have the exact language, but in the book, she really refers to how do we reframe this to a positive set. So for the example that I just gave, right? Yeah, I don't need medication for my mental health. That makes me weak. How about I feel like I'm not my best self without the help and need of medication. And I know I really can live a full life with the aid of medication without depending on it, but it helping who I am. Positive reframe. Reframing is not saying what's not true. It is simply just telling yourself in a different way. So I can say that way better. So let me say that better. It is not lying to yourself. It is really just not, it's expanding your thinking, and so you're not limited. We cause ourselves so many opportunities by staying limited, and you don't have to be limited. All our life we were limited. Like, oh, you're adopted, you can't do this. Oh, you're adopted, you can't do that. We were stuck in the label of being an adoptee when we're so much more. Our adoption story is part of us, but it's not all of us. And in order for us to live full lives, if we don't have the support of our adoptive parents, if we don't know our birth parents, or let's say we do, and we're in the family like me, right? And we have these, these pressures to be great and these pressures to really help the family and different things like of that sort, but we're not leaning in our purpose. This allows you to lean into your purpose. So we change them and we ask for help with them, right? So I knew I needed community, and so I'm in a Christian social club, and I asked for assistance. I know what it's like to be in a box, to be against the wall and not know where to go. And sometimes it takes saying, I don't want to be like this anymore. I need help, accepting that help, and then moving forward. You are not limited on what you believe today because your mind can change. That's the power of our minds. We can change and we can learn and we can expand and we can be in community. And I want you to do that. I want you to design your life around who you are and not in a way that goes against who you are. Just because you may think a different way now, you may think differently in a few years too. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you don't know who you are. That means that you're open to being flexible and you're open to advancement and you're open to learning new things. Right? We feel like we always have to stay in a label, and we don't. And those are the 3 ways that I designed my life to aid who I am and not go against who I am. And also how I noticed that parts of me don't need to be shamed. They just need to be, they need to be accepted and explored. And also they are my superpowers. I don't want you to be put in a box because you don't need to be put in a box. So many times we have people who speak about stories and they never speak to us. And I want to speak to you. I want to speak to you and say, I know the system is trash. It is. It's trash. It's the one that we have to work with though. And so as I'm telling my story, as I am putting these videos out, I want to know what you need. I want to know how you really look at yourself, care about yourself, and move forward with yourself. Those are so important because you are so important. So this month, I really want you to challenge yourself to write down those limited beliefs, accept what they are, and then be open to changing them and asking for help. That's all I have for you in this video. You can follow me at Adopted Black Girl on TikTok, Instagram, Spill, Pinterest, but also here on YouTube. Yeah, right now you're gonna get one video a month. I can commit to that. One video a month, right? And we're gonna grow with this. But you can catch me always 24/7 on my website, okay? Blogs drop like every other week on a Sunday. And so I usually post when they're gonna go up on my TikTok. Thanks y'all for being a part of this journey, and I love you. See you next time. Bye.